Alright, now that she's painted, it's time to build the engine, start putting things back together, making her right. This is a surface plate, guaranteed to be perfectly flat within, I don't know, 1/10,000th of an inch or something. Basically just a perfectly flat piece of granite. I'm going to use this to lap up my mating surfaces on these cases just to make sure they're perfectly flat. That'll give the gaskets a pretty good chance of actually sealing this thing up. So I'm just going to put a piece of sandpaper on it and go to town. Two clutches. This is one I got from my brother, and it's in pretty good shape, although the gears on this one are a little chunked up. This one's got some pretty good meat on the shoes, pretty good cork on there. Then the other shoes are totally stripped. This is the clutch that came in that used A35. And it's got some weird friction material. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but look at that. I mean, it peels right off. It was held on with, I'm guessing, RTV. Anyway, I'm going to refurbish this one, I think. Actually, I'll probably refurbish both of them, but I think I'm going to end up using this one just because the gears look better. But that means pulling off all of this friction material. And I bought some rubberized cork. This is 1/8 inch, which I might need to shave down a little bit to get it into the clutch bell. But anyway, I'm just following exactly the article on Moped Army. There's an article on relining your Tomos clutch on Moped Army wiki. So I'm doing that now. Should be pretty dang easy. To put a little effort into aligning the springs and shims on the clutch. They weren't put in right. The article's a great resource on that too. Alright, I've got these set up and the springs straight. I got this at Pep Boys, by the way, if you're looking to go buy some. I only have one hose clamp that's big enough to clamp these up, so I guess I'll be doing these one at a time. I'm just using a good quality super glue here. I think it's the Gorilla Glue super glue. Well, let that sit for about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Should be good. Alright, here's one. Alright, so this thing doesn't fit. It's too thick, so I'm gonna have to shave it down some. I think you're supposed to use 3 30-seconds thick, and this is 1/8 inch. So I'm gonna sand it down a bit to shave it, so it'll fit in there. I'm also ramping up the sides of these, you see. I don't know if that matters at all, but that's how clutch material looks a lot, so I'm doing it too. Perfect. All right, all done. Okay, I've got these engine cases about to where I'm ready to paint them. Yes, I'm painting the engine. I want to make it look pretty. But before I paint it, I think I'm going to put the new seals. I have all brand new seals, and I have all brand new bearings. I'll link in the description here. Yeah, that way when I'm banging in these stinking bearings, which I hope I don't have to bang too hard, but while I'm doing that, I'm not going to mess up my brand new paint job. So first I'm going to do is the seals, and I'm going to try to do it without heating it up. We'll see if they go in. If they don't go in, then I'll heat it up and shove them in anyway. Anyway, just got to make sure I get them oriented right, and then put them in. I have all my bearings. There are 6 of them total. If you're going to be replacing all of them, the 2 crankshaft bearings. This is like the end of the, I forget what they call that, tranny shaft or whatever. And then there's 2 more on the outer clutch plate. Sometimes when you buy bearings, they come sealed. Bearings and engines usually aren't sealed, but you can buy a sealed bearing and make it a unsealed bearing really easy. You just got to pry that cover off. Some of them have this plastic cover, which pops off real super simple. Some of them have this metal cover, which you got to kind of work out a little bit. I tend to see if I can get in right behind that outside edge. The metal isn't strong. Damn, this one's hard. There it goes. Yeah. See, you just got to get in kind of behind that little shield, and then it'll fry right up. And then you have an unsealed bearing. Do both sides. In Virginia. Alright, I'm blowing through this because I messed this up good. You'll see how in just a sec, but just know that I had to do all of this over again. Alright, last time you saw me at this station, I was attempting to put my bearings in my cases, and I had stupidly put the seals in before the bearings. Don't do that. That's stupid. I'm stupid. If you do that, you're gonna burn your seals up when you're trying to put your bearings in. That was dumb of me. So I had to order new seals, because I did burn them up. And while I was at it, I ordered new bearings. I didn't like the bearings I got the first time, so I got the nice ones, the Japanese ones. I think they're called Nachis or something. Link. Anyway, I got the nice ones. So I've got the cases in the toaster oven. I've got my bearings in my beer cooler. And I'm hoping this goes a lot smoother. I'll wait to put the seals in actually until the very end, until I have the crank in and everything. I'm just going to do the seals very end. I thought it was more like a Moby where you have to put the seals in from the inside. You don't. The seals go right in from the outside, nice and easy. That was dumb of me. Much better this time. Holy moly. Much better. Here's the right way to do something and a wrong way. I unfortunately always like to find the wrong way first and then do the right way. Just like that. This is the stator cover that I scored from my little brother. That actually fits the carders that I have. This is from a oil injection Tomos, which I don't have, so I've got to block this off. I think I'm going to do it with some style. But first thing I need to do is cut out a piece of metal that'll fit in here and seal this up. It's like 104 millimeters. I hate using that thing. It creates about 1.5 million little pieces of steel. It does work really well though. It does do that. So let's go over what I've got. I've got some more seals and gaskets. Those will be going in pretty soon here. I've got this, this is that 45 millimeter loop kit. I got the Mikuni VM18 carb. I've always wanted to play with the Mikuni. I never have. Every carb I've ever had, you know, besides the crappy Gertner, is Delorto. So I've always wanted one of these, and now I got it. This is probably the thing on the build I'm most excited about, honestly. I've always read really good things about the Mikunis, and I've always wanted one, and now I have one. Here's the MLM side intake. This is a high comp head. Oh yeah. And then here's my CDI box, which I have. I mean, I have the actual CDI stator or whatever it's called, but I didn't have this. A couple more bearings for the wheels. I've already done the front wheels, I just need to do the back wheels. Let's see what else. You know, I've always thought that the Awesome Treats shippers were messing with me, and when I got this box from them, I confirmed it. I mean, this showed up on my front doorstep, wrapped in Victoria's Secret tape. In here, I have all new cables. I'm going to replace all the cables. And then I have some Saba B8s. Since the Moby had Michelin's on it, made in France, I thought the Tomos should have Sabas made in Slovenia. And I have a couple other odds and ends that I'll show you as I'm putting them on the bike. But for this morning, I've got a couple hours this morning, and my next step is to rebuild this engine, but before I do, I think I'm going to paint it. And before I paint it, I want to make sure any mods that I'm doing to it are done. So I'm going to do a little bit of my own porting on this and case match. I'm just taping up these bearings. I probably should have done this before I put the bearings in, but I'm taping up the bearings so I don't get any metal shavings in them or anything. This thing looks great on the inside. They chamfered all the edges. I don't see hardly any casting marks in there, really. I mean, I'm gonna get in there and just clean up, like, you can see some roughness in there, but for the most part, this thing looks great. This collar isn't sinking down into the case for some reason. I think it's right here that it's catching. I'm going to sand that out a little tiny bit. With split cases like this, you just put the cylinder in half of the case, and then it's real easy to get in there and mark which metal you want to remove. So I'm going to take a little bit off of this top part. Take a little bit off this top part here. Just to get it a nice smooth transition. So pretty much this whole thing is just going to get smoothed down right there. And then also that collar is hitting right here. This is a high spot. I don't know if this got bent up or something, but I'm going to sand that down just a little bit on both sides. In Virginia, on the right coast, where the sun rose and waits to rise again. Yeah, that's going really well. This sanding drum works perfectly for that. Now I'm going to use these carbide tips, which freaking, they chunk through aluminum like nobody's business, so you got to be super damn careful when you're using these things. This thing just eats through the aluminum. On the soft beach, concrete of the city where I'll see you again. I don't know what it is, but to me, cleaning bolts and nuts on a wire wheel is really just one of the most rewarding experiences I can think of. I love clean hardware. I love it. It's 62 degrees outside today, and according to the Weather Channel, the next day I'm going to have over 50 is probably going to be in March. So today's the day. So I went ahead and put these together. I've already done all the case matching and stuff that I'm going to need to do, so I don't think there's any more mods that are going to be made to this case. I've taped it off best I can, and I'm going to spray it. And since I'm going ahead and spraying that, I guess I'm going to do the wheels as well. So, and then there's a couple of other things that are going to be black that I'm going to go ahead and paint now. I might as well just go ahead and do it. Alright, it's been 24 hours or so, but it was cold last night. So I've got the heater going again for a little while before I pull it off of the rack, but I gotta say, it looks pretty stinking awesome.